Okay, guys, we're going to go to Ask Scruff. Now, it's kind of a difficult question, and salute to Jay. He thinks I'm going to tell him off. I'm not. If you come into the Discord, there's a section of it called Trader Clinic, and they can drop in whatever the questions are, and I just go through it and I answer them. Sometimes just pointing to something that's in the modules. Now, anyway, he's going to risk it. Obviously, smashing it with Bitcoin. I'm doing all right with Bitcoin. But what you got to remember is, if I flick this up, they were watching this today, and we took a few of the trades live in the bar just while we're talking. So I've had a phenomenal day, 500 quid, and the positions are very small. They're a pound and less. Okay, so what I worry is that they see that and think it's every day. It's not. It's just the elements are in place for me to do that, and I can get in and out when I'm left on my own. But I don't do it every day. I do advocate once or twice a day. And they are broken positions where sometimes I have rack and stack and I'll have up to 7 or 8 positions racked. But it's actually only one trade. So it looks a lot. It's not. It's only a handful of trades. It's 2 or 3 trades with broken positions. Okay? So with that said, let's get into this question. I know you recommend 1 or 2 trades a day in situations where you get 10 pips 15 in a 15-minute candle, close the market out, looks promising. How can you capitalize? Can you wait for a 15-minute close, reassess and re-enter? I'm not emotional, but I normally think Billy Big Balls because I've had a winner and I start putting in random trades. Well, that means you are emotional. If you're taking punt trades, you're emotional. Okay, so that's one thing. The sheet is showing that it's to the downside. You're not handling gambling. You're having sensible risk targets. Is it okay to re-enter as long as the level headed? Yes. I'm asking because some days the markets are flat as pancakes. I sit and do nothing. Friday I had no trade. Right, again, that's emotional trading. Trading on a Friday, terrible day to trade. I wouldn't recommend that at all. Although you're up at 5 a.m., there was no standout trades for me, and I stayed in the market and I don't gamble. Well, okay. Right. Let's have a wee think about this in realistic terms. Okay. There is quite a bit to unpack there. All right. Now, the first part of it is, yes, I do agree with 1 to 2 trades a day. Now, when you see multiple positions, etc., that's all they are. They're just positions. They are not the trade. The trade might be worth 40, 50 pips. Now, inside of that, you can do carving. So you can have a 15-minute trade, get 10 pips, let it relax, and then look to get the next bit on the next uplift or downshift if you go in the opposite direction. So what you're essentially doing is you're constantly working the market to maybe the 30, 40 pips that you've set out to achieve. Now, my question would be, if you've been paid, why are you going back to market? You don't need to. That's the whole point. The desire to trade should never outweigh the reason. The reason is to be paid. And if you've been paid, why are you going back? So when you say you're not emotional, you're not gambling, they are gambling trades. Big gambling trades. Now, the next one's trading on a Friday. Friday, once you get past midday, it's a lethal day to trade. Every person I've ever spoke to has a hard time trades Friday afternoon. Every single one of them. And I've done it myself. All my journals told me, do not trade on a Friday afternoon. So I don't. So that rules that out. So what is the sensible way? Well, you set yourself your stall. 1 or 2 trades. Score, stop. Once you've got enough money in the bag, just go to the beach. Walk the dog. Have a cup of tea. Do whatever. But if you're constantly desiring to go to the market because you think that you're going to miss the next big thing, I'm afraid you're gambling, my friend. And what will happen is it'll all come crashing down. It'll come crashing down big style. So you've got to treat this as a job. I know it's maybe not the right question to say, but there is an easier way to do this. You set it out as a job. You go, right, I'm working 8 hours, 9 till 4, 9 till 5, 9 till 6, whatever it is you want to do. And you check it at the top of each hour. Is it ready? Yes or no? If it's no, you go do something else. If it's yes, you go to market and you get what the market's willing to give within that hour. 10, 15 pips, 20 pips, whatever it happens to be. When it's paid, fine. Check it on the next hour. Is it ready to go? Yes or no? Ready to go again? Fine. Off you pop. If it's not, go do something else. But when you've hit your money target, call it a day. And then do it again tomorrow. And that's the best advice I can give you. It's the only way I've ever been able to build accounts. If I start going at this hammer and tongs, it will take me out. And I know this because it has in the past. So you learn through experience. And my experience is less is more. If I'm pushing the boat, I push it inside a trade idea that I've already got. But as soon as I think I've done enough, pretty much stop. Unless you lot goad me into it, which you often do, like you did this afternoon in the bar. But it's just one of those things. But I kept to my plan, analysed it correctly, and I got out correctly. And that's the best you can do as a trader. So I hope that helps you, kid. Catch you soon.